How's it going, folks? I'm Des with Desfit, and this is the Fitbit Charge 3, Fitbit's most advanced activity tracker yet, and it aims to split the difference between a basic activity tracker and a more advanced sports watch. Now, I've been testing this over the last month and a half or so, testing it for running, cycling, weight training, swimming, and doing some gym-based cardio like elliptical and stair mill, and this type of work does take a little bit of effort, so if this video does help you out at all, don't be shy of hitting that like button down below. It's a small little thing that you can do that helps the channel out a lot, and I appreciate it. But back to the Charge 3. So it's a unique and attractive design that can work well for both men and women, and the Charge 3 comes with quite a few features that may make you think twice of whether you need an actual full-blown sports watch. The design of the Charge 3 is probably one of my favorite things about it, being wider than a more traditional activity tracker, but not quite as big as a standard watch. The straps are going to be removable, and it comes with both large and small lengths right inside the box, plus they have a ton of additional designs. I have about a 190mm circumference wrist, and the small band just barely fits and the large band has a bit more excess. Using the device was one of my concerns. So when a device is this small, compromises generally have to be made in terms of usability, but Fitbit chose just the right size where it's going to be extremely wearable but still has really good usability. The touchscreen display is nice and responsive, and you actually have swipe gestures in all 4 directions rather than just 2 on competing devices. And then along with the touchscreen, there's also a non-physical button on the side that provides some vibration feedback when you press it. And again, I think they chose just the right size to allow for good usability. For instance, when you go to pause a workout, you simply just press the side button, which pauses it, and then you just press it again to finish. It's really easy and intuitive. And I'm not going to go through the entire menus in this video because I already did that during the unboxing video, but if you want to check that out, you can see that video right here. And protecting that touchscreen is going to be Gorilla Glass 3. And if you know me, I'm not exactly the most careful with my devices, but the Charge 3 held up perfectly fine over the last month and a half of testing. It is also going to be finally waterproof down to 50 meters, and I had no issues while testing it for swimming, which we'll go over here in a second. In terms of its smartwatch type features, it offers notifications that are, again, surprisingly usable for a device this size. And if you purchase the special edition model, you'll actually get Fitbit Pay, but I wasn't able to test it because this is the not as special edition. And then another thing I was not able to test, unfortunately, was Android quick replies because I currently do not have a functioning Android phone. The battery life was really impressive. I easily got 7 days out of it, even while using it for plenty of activities during that week. And funny story, I actually lost it inside my house for about 7 to 10 days, and when I found it, it still had a medium battery left. For daily tracking, I found the calorie calculations to be pretty realistic, but the step counting is going to be very generous, just like other Fitbits. But the sleep tracking is one of Fitbit's highlight features, and it did a great job as usual. The Charge 3 offers automatic workout detection, which I found to work really well for running, cycling outdoors, swimming, as well as the elliptical. For instance, with this elliptical session, I tracked it manually using a Garmin device, and it was pretty darn close tracking the time that I spent on the elliptical. And if you are having bad luck with the actual automatic workout detection time, make sure to go into your account settings and see what thresholds are set for the automatically recognized activities, which you can find in the exercise goals. One additional thing I want to mention is that although the Charge 3 comes with a manual swimming workout mode, the automatic workout detection mode actually seems to work better than the manual tracking, since it'll actually track your heart rate where the manually tracked swimming doesn't seem to. And if I'm wrong about this, please let me know in the comments. In this example here, it did a pretty good job at tracking swimming, and for being automatic workout detection, it only counted 1 extra lap than actual. I'd call that not bad, and it's pretty darn good considering I didn't have to manually start and stop the device. It comes with a good selection of activity profiles, but unfortunately you're limited to just 6 that you can have on the device at any given time. I really wish they would allow for more activity profiles or just have all of them on the watch itself, because it's kind of a pain to have to go back into the app and switch those around. In terms of outdoor activities, the Charge 3 does not come with GPS, so you will need to carry your phone if you want to track distance outdoors. The GPS performance will be dependent on your phone, so I won't be comparing distances here. However, with running, it will break out your splits, it'll give you time and heart rate zones, a nice little heart rate graph, as well as calories burned and an impact on your day. Now, taking that indoors, the Charge 3 was a little bit short on calculating indoor distances, being off by about anywhere from like 5 to 10%. Now, it is important to run outside first, being paired to your phone so you can utilize the GPS along with your cadence to more accurately estimate your indoor running distances. But if you do find it to be wildly off, you can actually go into your account settings in the Fitbit app to adjust your stride length, which can help. And by the way, you can use either the run or the treadmill profile to track an indoor run, and I really didn't see a difference in terms of the data that was actually collected. For heart rate, it was pretty in line with most other devices where it'll produce a generally pretty good average and max heart rate for most activities. But overall, it did a pretty good job. It was pretty good tracking the couple breaks I took here when I did some adjustments to my bike trainer. And then for weight training, it wasn't bad either, coming in pretty close to an external heart rate monitor. But as you can see, it did track a little bit high at the beginning. It was actually pretty close to both an external chest and heart rate strap, being about 3 to 5 seconds behind, but I found it to be pretty reliable for the most part. But I did have 2 occasions where it tracked an excessively high heart rate, so it's definitely not perfect, but these were just 2 situations out of dozens that I tested. So overall, I like this device quite a bit. I'd give the heart rate like about a 7.5 out of 10. It wasn't perfect, and I did have those 2 occasions where it tracked an excessively high heart rate, but overall, I think it did a pretty okay job. Step counting is gonna be just like on the Fitbits, but I did find the daily calorie calculations as well as sleep tracking to work pretty darn well. And although it does not have GPS, the indoor running distances were pretty acceptable, and it wasn't perfect by any means, but again, you can always go back into the Fitbit app and adjust your stride length if something is gonna be crazy off. But the 2 things I love about the Fitbit Charge 3 is going to be the design and the size. It's small enough that you actually could forget that you're wearing it, but it's still large enough that it's going to be usable. It's an incredibly attractive device, and it comes in a lot of different styles to suit your needs. And if you're looking for simplicity, this could be right up your alley. So if you're thinking about picking up the Charge 3, I do have some links in the description below where you can check it out, and they do help out the channel without any additional cost to you. Anyhow, if this video did help you at all, please hit that like button down below and also subscribe to the channel for plenty of fitness and sports technology reviews that are coming soon. And in the meantime, go have fun with your fitness, and we will see you in the next video.